Welcome back. Well, 4th of July fireworks can trigger fear in some of our four-legged friends. It's actually the most common day of the year for your pet to disappear. So we've got your back this morning. Dogs can be trained to manage their reactions and feel calmer through all the noise and bright flashes. And joining us this morning to talk about this is Richard and Vicki Horowitz from Barkbusters to make sure that, you know, all pets stay safe this 4th of July. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Good morning.
Our pleasure.
So this is pretty common, right? Dogs get scared by the...
Very common.
Hi, Paisley.
Very common. Actually, Paisley is afraid of the fireworks.
Okay.
What'll happen is she'll start to bark, and then she'll run to her owners with her ears back and tail down.
Oh, okay.
So this is a perfect example, a great segment for her as well.
So when you say ears back, tail down, that's the common
Fear.
fear.
Yeah,
that's
their tails may go actually underneath their bodies, and they may kind of crunch down.
So you know when your dog is scared.
You
Right.
can watch their body language.
And a lot of it, the problem that a lot of owners have is that they feed into that behavior. So if she's getting all worked up, they'll say, it's okay, and they kind of try to comfort them, which actually makes them more anxious.
It feeds into that behavior.
The best thing owners should do is to be very calm and just guide them to a place that will more comfort to them. If they have a crate that they can go into, or they can put them into a quieter room, or they can just play with them and distract them from the whole thing, that's a much better way of dealing with it. But you were talking about before about how they can escape from the house. So the most important thing you have is you should always have their collar and tags on. So if they get out, at least they can be found by identification.
And make sure their IDs are up to date, right? Exactly.
And some people like to bring their dogs out to fireworks display shows. Is that okay for some pets?
Well, for some, but most dogs don't like it. So we recommend leaving your dog home. Maybe get a pet sitter to stay with your dog.
Hi, Paisley. Good morning. Good morning.
Leave your dog home.
Pet sitter.
Yeah. There's also...
Or staying home with them.
Yeah.
You should do some prep. Okay, I mean, like you said, firework displays are starting already. So maybe using YouTube videos so that they get used to the sounds of the fireworks.
That's smart.
Keeping them, if they use a crate, if you have a crate or a confined area, dogs like to den themselves. So if you use a crate, you may want to put something over the crate, whether it's in the house or outside. Okay.
I like that. Now, also, I know that people have many dogs that are scared of thunder. Typically, is that the same dog that'll be scared of fireworks?
Generally, it
And
is.
so they use those jackets.
Yeah.
Will that
Thunder
also?
shirts.
Yeah. Will those work as well?
So thunder shirts kind of, and it depends on the dog. Thunder shirts kind of comfort and hug them and give some compression. So almost like a dog, when we swaddle a baby, it can be comforting. But it does work for some dogs. But a lot of it is just getting our owners, the more calm our owners are, the more, if they're going to be not home, if they put on soft music and they put on low TV sets so they don't hear the sound as much because their hearing is so much more sharp than ours. Closing shades so the bright lights don't shine in on them. If they're outside, covering their crate or their home with a blanket, all those things kind of desensitize them and make them calmer so they don't react to it. And it's really not a good idea to take dogs to fireworks, because that's something that people often want to do. They want to take their dogs with them.
Sure,
and then
they're members of the family.
They'll
just
put them
like
in the car,
else.
and then they can't, you know, they don't get the same amount of the windows if they open up a crack, doesn't give them enough air. That's where dogs get stolen from cars. So the best thing to do is to make it seem like every other day. It's just a normal day. Make no big deal about it, and they won't react.
And I take it too, these 4th of July parties, people will have food out, there'll be sparklers around. I mean, all those things you need to be aware of as well,
It's
right?
overwhelming for our dogs, absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the other things you can do, if you are home and you live near the fireworks or hear the fireworks, you know, play with your dog. Distract them a little bit, comb them, all right? Give them some extra attention, but try to distract them from what's going on outside.
And Paisley, she's been a very good dog right now.
She is a good dog.
She's so
a little
sweet.
boisterous today.
A little, but you could tell she's looking at her owner and she's like, oh, I'm excited. Great.
In some very severe cases, you may need to talk to a vet. about medication. If their dog's afraid of thunderstorms or fireworks, to help calm them down.
Another thing people don't think about too is that a dog can, if it gets really nervous, can become incontinent and it can pee just out of the stress of it. And so what you don't want to do is you don't want to reprimand or punish the dog because he's had an accident or she's had an accident. It's more just the anxiety.
Right, knowing the difference between the two. Paisley, you have been a good girl. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm sorry for Paisley. Good girl, yeah. And for more information about Bark Busters or about things that you can do to keep your pets safe this 4th of July, just head to our website, WTNH.com. Just click on that Honor Your tab, pull it down to the Good Morning Connecticut weekend section. 7:45, and tonight actually there will be some fireworks shows.
Yes.
And we've got some nice clear skies.
That's true, and it will be beautiful for any fireworks shows that are happening across the state. Wear a sweater though, because definitely the temperatures will be dropping, and they'll be dropping pretty quickly thanks to low humidity. Also, low humidity means pollen count oftentimes can be a little bit on the higher side. Now, the reason why the grass pollen levels aren't through the roof is because we really haven't had much rain. It's the day after we get some